Okay, let's see who's joining me live. So equipment-wise today, you need a band. This one's not mine. Where's mine? I'm gonna get mine. You need a band and you need a set of dumbbells. Aha, we're in. Okay. So we're gonna start with your band. We're gonna bring one leg into your band. If you don't have a band, don't worry. Don't worry, but you're just going to use the band if you have it. So we're going to start with the squat. Legs a little wider than hip distance, feet at 10 and 2. So your knees are traveling the middle of your foot. Okay, not traveling in. Shoulders back and down. Hands behind your head and into a body weight squat. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you raise. 3 squats. Step your leg in to hip distance and then bring your hips back and down. Sorry, back and up for our RDL. So travel your hips back and up. So that we're almost thinking about the movement, it's a horizontal movement rather than a drop movement. It's not an up and down pull movement, it's a vertical movement, a horizontal movement. Not with it this morning. Horizontal, not vertical. Squeeze your glutes, back to squat. Step your legs out. Push the knees out wide. Inhale as you lower. Push down through the heels as you stand. And then again, we go back to that hinge. So you're actioning your hips back. To do that, soften your knees off. Trundle your hips back and lift them up towards the ceiling so your chest is to the floor. Feel that pull on the hamstrings as you trundle the hips back. And last one here. Bring your band to below the knee and step laterally from left to right. Again, watch that those knees aren't traveling in. Push against the band so that your knees are not traveling forwards. Either perform it standing or we slightly sink those hips back and down. To initiate the activation of the glutes, you need to be pushing your heels down into the floor, okay, rather than just your tippy toes. Pushing against the band. For 3, 2, 1, bring the band up. Again, standing legs at hip distance. Modify here is to just step the leg and touch the floor. Progression is to hover that leg. So we want to keep the standing leg soft, but we want to keep those hips still. Breathe out as you push out against the band. And then we're going to do exactly that same thing, but bring it towards the corner of the room. So laterally, but behind you. But try not to tilt the body forwards as you do that. Keep your upper torso upright. So keep your shoulders down. Don't tilt the body forwards. And then other side, slight bend on the standing leg. Modify touch down. Don't lock out the standing leg. Bring the heel towards the corner of the room. So push out against the band. And watch you don't tilt the upper body forwards. Bobby. Don't lock out the standing leg. And rest. Okay, so you can use your glute band for the main session. We've got exercises. Okay, we've got squats. Who's with me? Oh, we're in. We've got squats for 1 minute. Let me bring us seconds. Let me bring us on. Okay. We can use dumbbells, you can use your band, but you're going to perform it for 1 minute. Okay, so we're going to use dumbbells, suitcase squat, so that they are either side of you. So pick up your dumbbells, compound movement. You should be able to go for a heavier set. For 3, 2, and let's go. So we're traveling those hips back. Pushing the world, so traveling those heels into the floor as you bring yourself up. Sink the hips back and down. And then it's not excessively traveling them forwards as you stand. It's just that squeeze of the glutes. As we extend the hip back into alignment. Don't let the shoulders roll forwards. No pull of the shoulder. No elevation of the shoulder. So lunges. Now option, 1 dumbbell. You won't be able to go as heavy, so you may need to go lighter. And we step, reverse lunges. Glute focus today's session. So reverse. Option, go back to squats. If it feels too challenging with that weight overhead, bring that weight and rest it on your anterior delt, your shoulder. Push off the front leg. Get your balance. Then lower the back knee, push off the front leg. Don't flare the ribs and lean back. Arms in line with your ears. Arms extended. And back to squats. So we may be able to double the weight. 2, 1. Option, glute band. Progression, we add in those dumbbells. No butt winks. Butt winks gonna look like this. So you're tucking your bum underneath you. Travel the hips back. Push through the heels as you stand. Raise the core as you stand. Legs might be starting to work. Kick in. Make sure your legs are wide enough or you'll feel it into the knee. Hip distance or a little wider. And rest. Now if you feel okay, you might want to go lighter weight. If you feel comfortable, both dumbbells. Stabilize. You've got to be able to stabilize that weight before you can attempt to move. If it feels too challenging, pick one weight. Option to your shoulder. Feet together but not too narrow. 90-90 with the legs. Woo! Feeling it. 1 dumbbell. Only go with 2 if you can stabilize. Drop your shoulders down. Last time. How are we doing? My arms are aching. Never mind my legs. Shoulders back. How are we doing? Keep that chest lifted for me. So roll the shoulders forwards. Nearly there. And rest. Grip strength. Weight overhead, are we ready? 1 dumbbell, 2 only if you don't feel in the lower back. Let's go. Get your balance. Woo. This does not feel easy. Get your balance before you lunge. Modify here. Challenging. Big step back. And rest. Woo! Okay, body weight. Hand below the knee. Abduction. We push out wide. Back to the warm up. To make it harder, bring the band lower. Woo! Keep those knees soft. Push your heels down. Next movement, you may need your mats. If you don't have a band, just stay low and step from left to right. To enhance it, sink the hips back and rest. Bring your band up. Tabletop position. Doesn't matter which side you start with. I'm going to go with my right. And I'm going to lift that knee in line with the other leg, but keep the upper body still. Don't lock out the wrist, elbow, shoulder, but keep the shoulders back and down. So it's not going to look like this. Lengthen through the arms. Fire hydrant, think of a dog, a Jack Russell, whatever analogy you want to look at. Brace your core as you lift. Keep the middle of your back still. And onto your side. Side clamp. Knees in line with your hips. Bring your heels back together. Keep your heels stacked. And raise. You can support yourself with your top hand, but what we're not doing is dropping that hip back. Keep the hips stacked. Keep it going. And rest. Now this time, And we're going to do the same thing. So elbow is underneath the shoulder. To progress, this time we're going to lift and squeeze. So as we lift the top leg, we're traveling the hips forwards into extension. So and we're adding in abduction and hip extension. So push against the band, but keep your heels together. Keep your shoulders back and down, so that when you lift, your shoulders are aligned. And rest. Now we're going to go to the other side. I'm going to go with the other leg. Are we ready? 2, 1. Try not to twist the lower back. If you don't have a band, then you just perform body weight. But the band is going to make a big difference. Breathe out as you lift. Keep your core still. Keep your torso still. Breathe out as you lift. You're not going to feel it so much if you stop here. Try and lift a little higher without arching the back. And rest. Knees in line with your hips. Keep your hips stacked. You might find that one side feels harder than the other. Just watch you not tilting back. Keep the bottom leg down. Drive your heels together as you abduct the top leg. Find your powerhouse, keep your body still as you push. Breathe in, breathe out. Are we ready? Onto your elbow. Now you can stay here. Otherwise, we add in that added hip extension. So we're bringing in slightly more of the glute max, as well as the minimus and medius on the outer thigh. Don't do the abdominals as you squeeze. Almost imagine that I'm going to poke your belly button with my finger, or with a dumbbell, whatever you want to use, whatever makes you think about hollowing through the abdominals. Lift the hip as you travel the hips forwards. Knit your ribs together. And rest. Up to standing. Back to standing. Abduction, let's go. To work harder here. Step left to right. Are we okay? Watch those knees and not traveling forwards. It's not this. To work harder, bring your band lower, or invest in a heavier band. And rest. Now option, you don't want to go too heavy, but you can use a dumbbell with this one onto your back. Start first with your band. Glute bridge, squeeze, and lower. Now if you want to, dumbbell to your hip. Not onto the bone, but onto the crease of your hip. When we're lifting into our glute bridge, our ankle should be underneath the knee. Your shoulder blades down to the floor. And that hollowing through the abdominals as you raise. right dumbbell onto the leg that's to the floor. You're feeling it into your lower back. Watch you're focusing on the hip and not leaving your bum behind and don't need 3 abdominals arching your back. Or bring it down or cross the leg and it will feel a little less intense. And rest. Other side. So option, cross it over. 2, 1. Let's go. To work harder. Dumbbell onto the supported leg. Keep the hips as still as you can. Avoid rocking the hips. Embrace your core as you raise. Don't elevate the shoulders. Keep them down to your mat. And rest. Okay, this time we're going to finish glute push-outs and lower. 1. Let's go. So we're going to go back to glute bridge. Push the knees out at the top. But watch you don't drop the hips. What it's not is this. Get that lift. Push and lower. To work harder, don't come all the way down to the mat. Keeping yourself in a hover. So there's more time under tension. Nearly there. Squeeze. And rest. Last movement, sit upright. Okay, so first we're going to lean back onto your arms. Legs in crooks, the heels to the floor, and then we're going to push out wide against the band. So we're leaning away, but supporting our body weight with our arms. Now if you've got a sofa, for the next movement you might feel more comfortable on the sofa. So sit upright. If you feel right here, stay here. And then lean the body weight forwards as much as you can. And then back. Watch your legs not moving too far away from you. Ideally a step if you've got one, otherwise stay with the floor with me. Try not to round through the upper back, keep the spine neutral. Now lean forwards. Last push. Three, two, one, and bring yourself onto your side. Side plank, elbow directly into your shoulder, modify bottom into the floor, and lift. So our hips are stacked. Our elbow is underneath our shoulder. Progression, both legs to the floor. Progression, stack the legs. We're finishing with core. Side plank. Now we're going to move to low plank. Modify if you struggle, or maybe you have some element of diastasis recti. You're going to go into a high plank, but use an elevated surface. Let's go. It's not this. Elbow underneath the shoulder. We're not losing tension through the core. So keep tension into the abdominals by keeping your hips in line with your shoulder. Lengthening the body. For 3, 2, 1. All fours position. Now modify lift and lower. Curl up onto the balls of the foot. And lift and lower. Progression, you're going to hover. So we're not having the knees too high. The wrist, elbow, shoulder are aligned. And if you want to work harder here, push against the band. 3, 2, low plank again. Bring it down. It's not this. To work a little harder, step your left leg out. Lift it away from the floor and then out. Hover it. Push out wide and back to your starting position. No lifting of the hips. 2, 1, side plank. 3, 2, 1, and remember which works for you. It could be here. It might be here. It could be here. Bottom knee could be down. We've got one exercise left. The hollow. 3, 2, 1. Onto the floor. Modify shoulders down onto your mat. Chin tucked. Lift one leg. Lift both legs. To work harder, extend the legs. To work harder, shoulder off the floor. To work harder, lower the legs. Hollow through the abdominals. Breathe in through the nose and then hollow. Flat your lower back into the mat. 2, 1, and release. We've got one more of them. 3. Now remember, option here. Progression, lift those shoulders off the floor. Bring those legs a little further away to work harder, or lower. If you want to work harder still, bring the arms back behind you. It's burning! And rest. Bring your band off. Everyone okay? Gonna bring one leg in towards you, give it a cuddle, and extend the other leg. Try and bring that leg now up and across the body to the opposite shoulder, but hold the outside of the thigh, not the top. Bring it and pull across. To enhance this now, you're going to bring your heel and kick it out away from the midline of your body, and then adjust that and pull a little further down. Can we feel it? 3, 2, and switch. So bring that leg in, give it a cuddle first. And then draw it across the body, holding the outside of the thigh and shin. And then we're going to bring that leg, kick it out. So it should be close to your body, kick it out. And then readjust and pull back in. Take your time, bring yourself up upright. Cross one leg over the other. Sit up as tall as you can. Try not to round through the upper back. And bring that knee towards the opposite shoulder. And release. Switch to the other side. Bring that heel. And then sit up as tall as you can. For 3, 2, 1. Bring your legs out wide. For final stretch, you can use a dumbbell if you've got one near you. Is we're going to roll the dumbbell away, but sit up as tall as you can. So we're hinging here at the hip, rather than just rounding through the spine. Soften your knees off. Big deep breath in, exhale, push. If you feel okay now, flatten those knees down to the mat. And then slowly, slowly bring yourself up. We are out of time. Bring yourself up to standing. Shake it off. Final stretch here. How are we doing? We're going to bring one leg back. Front leg is bent, back is straight. Glute heavy today. Holding that weight overhead in my lunges. What about you? Push that heel down. If you don't feel it, step a little further back. Really, don't think about lifting that heel, push it down. Bring the body weight forwards to enhance the stretch, encouraging that stretch from origin to insertion. 3, 2, and we're done. Mwah. We're done. Thank you, girls. Session complete. 30 minutes is promised. 35 minutes, 33. We're done, we're done. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Emma. Sandra's here, Emma's here. Who else has got here? Sarah, loved it. Fab session, Emma James. Jackie, loved it. I'm still doing something right. Great session, good. It's challenging. Thank you, excellent. Thank you, girls. Donnie is here. Kelly's here. Vicky's here. Angela's here. Karen, Jackie, Emma, Sarah, Sandra. Stacey, good to see you. Well done, Mary. This one's for Mary. Thank you, girls. Yes. Feel better for it always.